Alright, so this is Eldritch Song with Seraphim, and this is a cube draft. And we're using this Pauper cube draft site. Actually, not any Pauper cards in here, but we're using the site to draft the clan's cube. So we're going to do all the picks on this website, and then we're going to move to Magic Online to play the actual matches. Alright, so let's take a look at what we've got here. Some rares, some interesting cards. Let's see, lots of green, a whole lot of green. Archon of Justice. It's a new card actually that we just added to the cube. It's interesting. Some blue, Putrefy, Zombify. Alright, so it's a bit hard at this point to figure out exactly where we want to go. But I think it's fair. I love playing white, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and pick this Archon of Justice and then move on from there. Alright, and that turns out to be a pretty good pick, because we have land tax here for a second pick, which is actually a very, very good card. But let's go ahead and look at the rest. We've got a Hedge Mage. We could potentially play Macroma, Angel of Wrath, some red cards, a really nice Reanimate spell, Blood Braid, lots more green. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up the land tax here for my second pick. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. We've got Overrule, which is a pretty sweet card. Profane Commands for our rares. Let's see, Magus of the Scroll. Some pretty interesting cards. The only thing that really makes me, looks interesting to me is like Spikeshot Elder is pretty sweet. It's not really that much here that I can see. Profane Command, though, might be the pick. Yeah, I think that's worth picking up as the third pick here. Alright, so let's see what else we've got. So we could go, now I kind of wish we'd gone with the blue-white. So we do have Fleshbag Marauder, which is pretty sweet. Stonecloaker, which is pretty good. Thirst for Knowledge. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Fleshbag Marauder. Turns out, not a bad idea. Diabolic Edict is pretty sweet. So is Necrotal, but I think the Edict is a bit higher. Yeah. And so we can actually grab this dual land here, or an Oblivion Ring. We already have lots of removal, so I'm kind of feeling like I'd rather just have this Godless Shrine, but then again, Oblivion Ring is sick removal. And this could come back, but I doubt it. But I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Oblivion Ring. Alright, and see, Ratchet Bong, Makeshift Mannequin, Seagate, Crystal Ball. The Mannequin's not bad. Go ahead and grab that. Alright, so now we're actually waiting for the rest of the people in the draft to make a pick, so now I can go ahead and kind of talk about what we're doing here. So we are playing a clan cube draft, so this is the cube actually belongs, all the cards belong to my clan, which is Seraphim clan, and we currently have 8 other people from the clan on this site drafting the cube at the same time. And pretty much the actual cube, all the cards are stored on a clan-owned account, and once we finish doing this draft portion, those cards will be taken out of that account, and we'll play the matches. We've built this cube up over several months, and we've actually got quite, as you can see, quite a few pretty cool cards in it. Alright, so some shadow creatures. I kind of like Night in the White Orchid here, but I'm not sure whether that's right or not. We've drafted the cube maybe maybe about six or 7 times, so we're still all kind of new to it. But I'm just thinking white-black looks, or has been pretty strong for me in the past. Alright, and let's see what we got here. So this is back to our first pack. And looks like the green cards didn't really get snatched up that quick. I think though, let's see what we've got here. I kind of like taking the Cloud Goat Ranger, but we do have a kind of high curve and we need some low cost creatures, so I think the core Skyfisher is actually pretty sweet, and we could find some cards that'll balance with it. So Calciderm here is the pick. Alright, let's get a Pentad Prism. Alright, so Hallowed Fountain came back. Stonecloaker, I think Stonecloaker here is the pick. Yeah, that looks fine. I like Stonecloaker, he's a sweet card. Alright, nothing we really want here. I'm going to go ahead and snatch up the Stagger Shock. Alright, Armageddon. Looks like the dual end that we wanted didn't come back. Alright, so pack 2. The black dragon from Kamigawa Blocks right here. Kokusho, the Evening Star. Ones that have this back like this just mean that the name has got a comma in it, and those for some reason don't show up on the site. Alright, so in terms of our colors, basically we just have Condemn or Conqueror's Pledge, maybe potentially Mimic Bat. I think Mimic Bat's probably the pick here. It's a pretty good bomb. Don't see too much else I want. And look at this damnation. Alright, so we've got Damnation, Chainer Dimension Master, Duress, Gorgon Flail, some pretty good cards, but Damnation I think is definitely the pick here. It's nice to have some big removal in black. Alright, so let's refresh. Ooh. Okay. So we've got Hideous End, Mirror Entity, Masticore, or Juzam de Jin, or Juzam Jin, however you pronounce that, or even an Order of White Clay. Ooh, man, so many potential choices. I mean, the Order of White Clay is pretty sweet with like Fleshbag Marauder, things like that. It might wheel. Ooh, I'm just really not sure what to pick up here. I haven't played with Mirror Entity, so I might just grab that just to try it out. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna do that just to try out Mirror Entity. There's probably a better pick. Maybe the Mastercore or the Jin might be a better pick here, but I just want to play with this guy. Alright, so Nicole Bolas Planeswalker. Nether Void. That's a sick card. Let's see what else we've got. Desolation Angel. I mean, I'm not too sure about this Desolation Angel. I've tried playing it before in this cube, and it just seems kind of weak to destroy all lands. I mean, because you gotta pay at least 7 to, get it out, and then you lose all those lands. You better hope your opponent doesn't have any, or doesn't have anything on the field. So, not much else here really besides another Void. I kind of rather have this creature. Alright, so interesting. A Johnny Vengeance, an option. We could potentially splash red. Then again, we also have Hypnotic Spectre here, which is a pretty sweet card. Some shadow creatures. I think this Planeswalker's... I think it's worth taking a Johnny Vengeance here. Alright, so Chimeric Mass, Fire Shrieker, Stupor. I kind of like Stupor here, but then again, Black Knight's pretty sweet. But no, Stupor is probably better for just disruption. Oh man, look at this pick. So Faceless Butcher is pretty sweet, but I think the pick here is probably Student of Warfare. Alright, so Graveborn Muse, Wall of Omens. Yeah. Graveborn Muse is sweet. Wish I had a way to organize my converted mana cost, but I think Graveborn Muse is fine here. Just for the card advantage. Alright, and the Condemn Wield, which is kind of surprising, so I'm gonna grab that. Alright. Let's take... none of these are really that useful for us, but I've lost to Stonewood Invocation so many times, and I'm not going to let anybody do that again. Alright, so here's Rakdos Signet. That's actually not a bad card if we want to splash the Ajani Vengeance. Alright, so we still have one more pack to go. Well, still 3 more picks here, and then 1 more pack. We'll see what develops. Alright, so all these cards are pretty annoying. Let's see, I prefer not to have... I guess all these cards are okay, I just don't want them to have the Pride Mage. Arcane Sanctum does have 2 of the colors I need, which might be worth it, yeah. And there's Black Knight. And a Triskelion. So Arashi, the Sky Asunder, is the green elemental guy. Alright. So we've got Swords to Plowshares. Looks like it's probably going to be the pick. It's also Magus. And Spectre or a Sunblast Angel. I think Sword's probably the pick because that's so much easier to get active. Oh, look at this pick. Some pretty sweet cards in this pack. Marari's Wake is just sick. So Bane of the Living, Mirror Battle Spear. Kind of like Bane, actually, just for some more mass removal. Right, and Bane of the Living is the pick. So Boros Signet's actually pretty sweet. You might want to pick that up at some point if it wheels. But I think actually I might just pick up the Soul Ring here for some acceleration. Nighthawk would be nice to have. Signet's nice, but the Soul Ring is the pick. Okay, so we've got a Drana Colostria Bloodchief. And Face Fetters, Nezumi Short Fang. It's not a bad card. I think though Drana is just the pick because she's such a big bomb. Alright, so we're still moving on. I'm sure people are going to be watching this and like cringing at my picks. I'm not an expert at cube drafting by any means. And still trying to figure out all these cards. So Yosei the Morningstar is sweet. This figure is also a good card. But Yosei is just, I think, just so much better. And I'm going to go ahead and pick that one up. One of my favorite of that cycle from Kamigawa. Alright, so Blood Crypts actually wouldn't be too bad to have, but I don't see how I can pass up a Chainer's Edict. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And it's too bad about the Blood Crypt. Maybe that Boros Signet will wheel. And so we've got Crime. Which wouldn't be too bad. The Shade, Marsh Flitter. I think maybe you'll... Let's see. The Marsh Flitter is not terrible. I think that's probably the pick here. Alright, so Dark Ritual or Mortify. Okay, well the Mortify happens to be in our colors. So that's definitely the pick. That's a pretty sweet card. Alright, let's refresh. And see what else we get. Because in a cube draft, even the late picks still have lots of really, really sweet cards, as you've hopefully seen from the first two packs. Our cube currently has, as of this recording, 418 cards in it. So that's quite a few. And around 15 of those are lands, or non-basic lands. So the rest of those are all spells, creatures, etc. Alright, Magus, this might be a good sideboard card against something. Alright, the Prowler here is actually pretty good. Not amazing, but reasonable. Alright. So Sacred Mesa is the only card here that we can actually use. Whoa, Mizumi's Short Fang actually came back. That's a bit surprising. But I think I'm gonna have to take this Visionary so we can have some enchantment removal. And Disfigure, that is a surprise. Alright, so Disfigure is definitely the pick. Alright, and we got one card left. So let's see what it is. Ooh, okay. So Nim Death Mantle is actually pretty sweet. Alright, so here's the list. I will